Hey, what's wrong with you, man? You ain't subscribed yet? IUIC Atlanta Burning 2.0. What you waiting on? Get it done. Do it now.
Hey, get them clicks, get them likes, and subscribe. Do it now.
So check this out, right? I want to ask you a question. What's her name?
Amari.
Amari?
Yeah.
Amari, look, come here, look. I want to ask you a question. Who is this person right here?
God.
That's who?
God.
Hey, my brother. Who is this right here?
That's some white guy. I don't know who it is.
That's some white guy. You don't know who it is. But look what your daughter said. Who is this?
God.
She said, that's God.
That's what she been taught.
That's what she been taught.
Yeah.
So you ain't teach her otherwise?
We go to church all the time. We read the Bible, so I mean.
So she probably learned it from church.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's why we here. Because guess what, brother? That's a lie.
Right.
I don't know if you knew. You said that's just some white guy, but when you go into church, you see this picture or image of him depicted all over the church. Everywhere. Nobody say nothing about it, though. Watch this. Revelation chapter 1. Watch this, brother.
You know?
Yeah, Revelation chapter 1. Verse 1. Read that.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it
The
up.
revelation of Jesus
It
Christ.
says this is the revealing. Revelation, the root word is reveal. This is the revealing of Jesus Christ. Read.
Right.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants.
To do what?
To show unto his servants.
To show. So if he's showing himself, that means somebody got to see it. Right? Read.
Unto his servants. Things which must shortly come to pass.
Jump verse 14. Read.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14.
Watch this.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So now check this out. My brother here, what's your name, bro? Green? Greg. All right, Greg. Listen to this. Read it again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
It says Christ's head and his hair. So the hair on his head and the hairs on his face were what?
White like wool.
Like Greg. Look at Greg big. Now when you look at this image right here, you don't see no white woolly beard.
Right.
You don't see no white woolly hair, period.
Right.
So we should walk into church and go in there and be like, hey, yo, hey, man, listen. Who the hell is that on the wall? But we'll go ahead and worship this image, the cross and all that. We'll celebrate Easter. Easter was given to us by this guy.
You know?
It's not of the God of this Bible.
Right.
Everything that he teaches is a lie. Watch this. Read it again.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So it says his head and his hair were white like wool. His eyes was like fire because Christ drunk wine in moderation. Right? Read.
And his feet
And his feet,
like unto fine brass.
he said his feet was like unto fine brass. What color is brass? Like a penny. Right? Now you take that brass, watch this, Rick,
As if they burned in a furnace.
and you burn that brass, what color does it get? Black. Christ was a black man. So the next time you go into church, which you need to just come up out of it, you should be asking the pastor, why the hell is this on the wall?
That's right.
Bring it out.
2 Corinthians 11 and 4. Because there's an issue. There's an issue here. The Lord told us that there will be false Christ. So now you got to find out if you worshiping that false Christ. You celebrating Easter? But you go to church, I bet you the church is.
Yeah, we going to church.
What about you, brother? You celebrating Easter? But you go to church? Okay. If you go into the Christian church, they all celebrating Easter.
Right.
You understand? Now watch this. Read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 4.
You know?
For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus.
So that other Jesus is this man right here.
Right.
Right.
You understand? This false teaching, this false image right here.
That's right.
Because it comes with another doctrine.
Bring it out.
It comes with Easter. It comes with Christmas. It comes with the shaving of your head. Breaking the laws of God. That's what comes with this. LGBT. Being a sodomite. You understand? Read.
Whom we have not preached.
Because guess what? The prophets, God's prophets never taught about no white man.
That's right.
They never taught white man being Christ or worshiping a Christian cross or worshiping Easter. That was never taught by the prophets. Read.
Or if ye receive another spirit.
Because it puts another spirit on you, brother. You know how we know? You know how we know? Because the Lord told us to keep the commandments of God.
That's right.
He told us to keep the Sabbath day holy.
Right.
Did you know today was the Sabbath day? It's supposed to be. But what day you go to church? You know why? Because you've been taught another Jesus. You've been taught another doctrine. You've been taught lies. Now watch this. Read.
Which ye have not received.
Because you should not have received no other false image of Christ. That was none of our forefathers. Read.
Or another gospel. Which ye have not accepted. Ye might well bear with him.
It says you might well bear the judgment with the person that gave you these other doctrines.
That's right.
You know what that judgment is? Death. You understand? Don't go nowhere yet, bro.
Hey,
I want to show you something.
gotta run.
You got to run. All right, watch this. Deuteronomy 28:15. So I'm going to show you something. Matter of fact, Leviticus 18 and 30 real quick. Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 30. Watch this. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 30. Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance.
So the Lord said, we got to keep his ordinance. We got to keep his laws. My brother, what's going on?
How you know what Easter got to do with the black community?
I got you. What does Easter got to do with the black community? That's a perfect question. Watch this. Read that again from the top.
Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance.
So the God of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the God of the black community, right? The Lord said, keep his ordinances, keep his statutes, keep the Passover. You understand? Keep the high holy days, the new moons, the Sabbaths. Do those things. Don't do no Easter. Watch this, Rick.
That ye commit not any one of these abominable customs.
Because it's an abominable custom. The Lord, it's disgusting to see you go off and serve other gods. Because that's exactly what you're doing when you go into the Christian church on Sunday. When you go and celebrate Christmas, Easter. You understand? All these other holidays that the Americans give you.
Right.
When you worship all those things, you are going against God. And
That's
it's
right.
abominable. Read.
Which were committed before you.
It was what?
Committed before you.
He said those things, those other customs was committed before you. Because one got to think, right? What the hell does the Easter bunny got to do with the resurrection of Christ?
Bring it out.
Why is the bunny laying eggs?
It don't.
It don't lay eggs. So my brothers, hold on, bro. So the question is, what are you going to do regarding the Christian church and you being a part of it, celebrating Easter? Acts 3:19.
Let me ask you a question. Hey, how you doing, sir? What's your name, man? What's your name? Tony. You're Tony. What's your name?
My name is Jalen.
All right, Jalen. So Tony, it's your daughter. And she mentioned that this was God. They already going over the fact that Christ looked like you, right? So Christ looked like you. But we don't teach that to our kids. But then another question. What is your race, though? What would you say it is?
African American.
All right. How old are you, Tony?
45.
You 45. I'm 41. Me and you are older than the term African American, Tony.
Bring it out.
But then we'll turn around and tell our kids that's their race. What's your race? You would have said the same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
How? When I'm 3 years older than the term, and you, 4 years older than me? You 7 years older than African American. That ain't on me and your birth certificate. That didn't even exist.
Right.
So what's her race then? If you are not an African American, but that's what they taught. Just like they taught you another Jesus and said he was white. But they did not teach you who you was, nor did they teach you who your God is.
Right.
That is why you was looking at the signs. I pitched up. Right? This happened in Georgia. Our people we were slaves, sir. Are we still slaves today?
Might as well be. Yeah.
You said we are. Your daughter's learning the slave doctrine in school now. Her mind is already being conditioned to be how ours was taught to be, slaves. Now I'm going to prove it that you're not an African American. Give me a moment. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Hey, Tony, give me something that happened to us in slavery right here in Georgia. What happened?
They took away the land. They took away freedom.
They took away the land. They took away our freedom. What did they do to our sons and daughters? They got beat. What did they do with them when we had them, Tony?
They either killed them or put them in the work.
They either killed them or put them to work and took them from us, right? Watch this. Watch this. Let's see. Because you go to church. You go to church? You don't go to church, but you go to church, right? You go to church. Have you ever heard this out of the Bible, what your true race is in the Bible?
I never heard that.
Now, we're going to prove it. So now you'll be able to go around to people that you know and teach them what the Bible really says. And we're going to read the Bible. You going to tell me who this match. 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So you familiar with Moses, right, Tony? So Moses brought the Israelites off from under Pharaoh out of Egypt, right? So this is where he done gave them the laws. He says this right here, read it again.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Go ahead.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So what he's saying is, listen, God gave us commandments. If we don't keep the commandments, Tony, all these curses are going to come up on the Israelites and overtake them. Now you said that they would put our children to work. They took our land and everything else, right? Read verse 30. What? Let's see one of the curses, Tony. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Did that happen to us in slavery, Tony, where we would have a wife and they could come rape our wife and wasn't nothing we could do? You heard of that before? Did that happen to us in slavery? That's what happened. That happened. Watch this, but we're going to read down about the land. Go ahead.
Thou shalt build an house,
We're going to build a house,
and thou shalt not dwell there within.
but we can't live in the house. We can build it up and make it all nice. And then they go and live in it while we stay outside in the slave quarters.
Bring it out.
Read.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Remember, you said they took the land. So we would work the land. And they would benefit from it. We pick the cotton. But they get rich off of it today. Still now, that cotton shirt you got on, we the ones picked it, yet still they get rich when we go buying. Go ahead.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes.
Even our cattle was taken, because you said they took the land and everything on it. So all our crops and our cattle that we had, watch this.
And thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away before thy face.
And it was taken. Hold on, Tony. Well, so then my question is, what would you, if she, because she's gonna ask, Pops, where do we come from? When she get a certain age, she's going to ask. What are you gonna say if you don't have the answer?
You come from God.
Okay, but do everybody come from God? Is everybody God's people according to your church?
Everybody's God.
Now, what if in the Bible, we're going to read it. Hold that. Joel 2:27, God says he's not everybody people in the Bible. In church, they're lying, Tony.
That they are.
So why do you go?
Y'all keep it up. Do good work. Come on.
Hold on, young brother.
Come on,
Hold on, man.
Let's go.
Let me ask you, come back. Keep going. Go there. Joel 2:27. Read it. Joel 2:27. Because our people must hear the truth of the Bible. We've gone to church to learn all these lies, but then when the Bible is actually being read, we must listen. Read. This is the flight.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 27.
Bring it out.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
So God says he's with Israel. God says he's with Israel. He's among the Israelites. Go ahead.
And that I am the Lord your God.
He's your God. My mother right here. If I say, my brother, how you doing, bro? So yeah, come here. They're going to give you a flyer right here. So what we just read, read it again. Because my man goes to church. You go to church? You go to church? Go to church. Quick question for you. Is God the God of everybody? That's what I asked him. He said yes and walked off. But he didn't want me to read the Bible to see if that's really true or not. Let me hear you, ma'am. Say it one more time.
I said
Okay, God is God of those that want him. Okay, is that every race of people? What race of people? You ever heard that before? So would you say God is the God of everybody? Yeah. But what was you taught? You probably didn't think nothing about it, but what was you taught? So then that's what our people believe. That's what his daughter believed. That's why she said, who is this? Let me ask you. I'll ask you. I'm going to bring it over here to you, mother. I want you to see it. Who is this right here at the bottom? All praises. But we have our daughters being taught in church, that's God. So why? So my question is, why would she say that's Christ or Jesus or God when Jesus looked like you and him and me? Right. Say what now? You said Christ, you said God her is nappy her? You right. Watch this. Read this about Joel 2:27. Let's see if God is the God of everybody.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 27.
You know?
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
Go ahead.
And that I am the Lord your God.
God says he's Israel's God. Go ahead.
And none else.
What does that mean? My mother in the van, in the car. When we read this verse and God says he's in the midst of Israel, I'm your God and none else. What does that mean? And he's only the God of Israel.
That's right.
Quick question then. Who are the Israelites then?
Right.
Since God just told us that he's only the God of Israel. That means, watch this. Read it again.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. And that I am the Lord your God. And none else.
Go ahead.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
So it says that the Israelites are God's people. And that's it. Then he said they should not be ashamed. So the question is, if we go to church and we're reading about the Israelites' God, who are the Israelites then? Because white people go to church too. Chinese people go to church too. So are they the Israelites? Are we the Israelites? How you know? Because Chinese people go to church too, right? Are they the Israelites because they go to church? In what they believe, are they the Israelites? Then would they be the Israelites? Because it says my people, a race. So then the question we would have to know is who are the Israelites that can claim that they got a God, period.
Right.
But we walk around and say that everybody else do. So look at the sign. Look at the sign. Hold that up on it, bro. Hold it up so she can see it. So this right here has all of the different 12 tribes of Israel on it. Most of our people, you coming back? So most of our people come, or at least in this area right here, like my man say he's African American. That's your black Americans right here. From the tribe of Judah. Would you say you an African American too? Yeah? But me and you are older than the term African American, like I was telling him. This has been put on us to make us where we don't know who we really are. That's why you really don't know you're a real Jew. You don't know you're the real Jew. And they taught that in this whole city, where it's mostly black people here.
Right.
Most of the Jews in this area don't know they Jews.
That's right.
So when I say you're a Jew, if I ask you what do a Jewish man look like today or the Jew look like today, what would you say he look like? You say you don't know. Stay right there. Watch this. We're going to read it out of the Bible. Jeremiah 14:2. Let's see what color the Jews are, mother. What's your name? Barbara? All praises, Barbara. Nice to meet you. I'm Aton. Watch this. Read this. Read this. Jeremiah 14:2. Let's see what color are the Jews. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
So Judah is in mourning. And a gate is for protection. Am I right, Barbara? So a gate is for protection. But it said our gates have language. They fallen. Who protects us as a people? Do anybody? Who makes laws for us to help our communities? Anybody? Because where's our leaders at? Because our church leaders on Sunday are not our leaders. Because they won't even tell our people how to please God. They won't teach us how to please God. because my quick. We're going to come to that. So this right here says Judah is in mourning. What they look like?
They are black unto the ground.
What color are they?
They are black unto the ground.
What color are the Jews?
They are black unto the ground.
Go ahead.
And the cry of Jerusalem is going up.
So the Bible says the real Jews are black. Miss Barr.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.